Before I give you an overview of week 2, I just want to do a quick recap of what we discussed in week 1. We discussed that in order for us to make changes in our lives, we would need to change the way we think. That is the essence of transformation taking place. Secondly, we discussed how all things are possible, but faith would be necessary. We need to have faith in order to achieve any goal. Thirdly, we discussed how faith was the assurance, the conviction of things not yet seen. So in our mind's eye, we could see the vision, but it hadn't yet manifested. Then fourthly, we discussed that if we had faith and didn't doubt that all things would be possible, we would even be able to overcome mountains like self-sabotaging behaviors, limiting beliefs, and doubts and fears. Then we discussed how trials would come and we would need to embrace them, because if we just give up, we would not be able to actualize our goal. Then we discussed that we are able to be content in all circumstances if we have an accurate perspective. Where we had a perceived notion that there was lack in an area, perhaps it wasn't actually lack, and perhaps we were believing things that weren't true. And if we directed our thoughts to the abundance available to us, then that would lead to us feeling more hopeful, more excited, and it would lead to a different outcome if our perspective just changed. So that's just a quick overview of week 1. Week 2 is all about walking by faith. Faith can't just stay in the unseen realm. We now have to take steps of faith. We've got to actually take action. And this is where we start to write down the 3 to 5 process goals that we want to action every single day. If I have a weight loss goal, I could say that I want to drink 8 glasses of water a day. I want to have a protein breakfast, and I want to exercise 2 to 3 times a week. Then I would write that on my sheet, and as I go through every day, I would tick the list. Keep in mind that we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. That has got to be a daily practice. We do need to allocate time daily to spend on the self-mastery plan. Allocate, even if it's 10 minutes, even while you're drinking coffee. Listen to the video, read over the daily declaration, and then go over your action plan. It's vital that you prep and plan what is to come, and do it as a religious activity, because without you being consistent, you will not be able to manifest your goal. What is vital is that we practice mindful eating. I think it's very important to sit, put off all distractions, and focus on that one meal that you're having. I think we do a lot of mindless eating, and it's adding a whole lot of unnecessary calories, whereas food's for enjoyment. And we should enjoy our meal. We should take time to savor every single bite. I think that's a practice that we should include. But it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop in the physical realm. We've got to take it to the unseen realm. What are we meditating on? What are the distractions that we can cut out? Is there any social media distractions that we can choose to cut off? Are we spending hours and hours and hours feasting on certain things that aren't conducive for what we want. If you want to have a happy marriage and you're fighting with your partner and you're going and you're watching and feasting on Bold and Beautiful, it's not going to be conducive. You are programming your subconscious that is how relationships are meant to be. And we need to choose wisely what we are going to allow our minds to meditate on. Whatever we feed our mind will affect our emotions and will affect our ability to take action. If we are consumed by the issue at hand, let's just say it is financial lack, and our mind is consumed by that, and we're gripped with fear and we're not taking action, perhaps we can allocate some of the time that we would have spent on TV or on social media, and perhaps we could take 30 minutes to read a book that will lead us to financial freedom, and perhaps we could put that as a goal. These are actions that you could take to start firstly with renewing your mind, which will then allow hope to arise, which will then allow you to take action. And also put simple actions that you can take daily. If it's relational, what are the 3 things you can do for your partner, so that our focus and our perspective is not on what we're lacking, but on what we have to give. Because very often when our focus is on lack, we will get lack. But when we focus on abundance and we focus on what we have to give, then the circumstances are able to change. It is always more blessed to give than to receive. When we focus on what we have and what we have to give, things start to change. Whenever we focus on what we're not getting or on lack, it will lead us to feeling emotionally deprived, depressed, discouraged, defeated. And if we allow our minds to stay in that place, we'll be destroyed. We cannot afford to not take time daily to change the way we think if we want to truly change our circumstances. Week 2 is just a continuation from week 1, where we discussed in week 1 that all things were possible. Week 2, we are now going to discuss how we have all the faith we need to create a lifestyle that we love.